David and Anne Mitchell. We're a family partnership and have operated Rumwell since 1996. We have a farm at Hill Common, just about 4 miles away, and I think that the broad principle behind the business is almost sort of vertical integration insofar as what we produce on the farm we aim to sell through Rumwell, as well as obviously a number of other lines in addition. But we have a butchery and a cafe at the farm shop, and all our beef, all the beef that's sold there is our own, all the pork is our own, the potatoes are our own, free range eggs we produce, apples, some of the apples are ours. We employ about 66 staff and have recently, I say practically a year ago, opened the cafe, which was the last big development really. Much in response to a lot of requests by customers as comments like we should someone have a lunch or a cup of coffee or whatever. That has taken off and has surpassed our expectations in terms of business, and we're delighted with how that's going.
And so what made you enter the awards?
What made us enter the awards? We were encouraged to do so when we had the opening of the cafe that the then mayor and his wife attended, and he approached you, didn't he, one day, and said that he felt that we were suitable candidates to enter. And so we felt that it would only do us good in terms of publicity, because all these things help. It's always important to be in the public domain, and you know, people like to hear what you're about and what you're doing, and we thought it would be a positive thing, so that's why.
So what do you hope to get out of it?
What do we hope to get out of it? We would be interested to hear the feedback that the judges have, and I understand there's an opportunity after our presentation for them to ask some questions, so maybe something positive could come from that. I think the more you do presentations and enter awards, the more you learn from the process, and we hope we will in any event use it on Facebook, which we find a very powerful social medium, and I imagine that we will pick up some tips along the way.
In writing the application, it made you focus on your strengths and your weaknesses. Did you find this to be a valuable exercise for you?
It makes you reflect on what you do and the important areas. We are always, I think, trying to self-criticise, as it were, and you know, we like to interact with customers, and they will often tell you things that they'd like you to sell that perhaps we don't, or things that you know, they may wish to be able to do and can't, or whatever. We just introduced a play area, for example. You know, customers clearly, you know, we get quite a number of mums with young children. The customer base, interestingly, is a lot of middle to later aged folks, and also some young mums who have children that commit the mums to obviously being at home, but want to go out and meet their friends and contemporaries, and often the children want somewhere to play. And the play area came in part as a response to a need there, and I think if you listen to customers, they'll tell you what they want, and if you deliver it, then they'll keep coming back, hopefully.
And so what have you learned from it all?
What have we learned from it all? We've learned that we are very much in the public domain, and that we have to maintain our profile, because Facebook in particular is shockingly influential in terms of what customers say, not just to us but to each other, and also TripAdvisor is something that we are very mindful that we need to get good ratings on, because so many people, in fact we do ourselves now, if we're thinking of going somewhere, we would log on to TripAdvisor and hear what people have to say about it, and so it's important that we are seen to maintain our, hopefully, high profile in the customer base.
I think, as he says, it's very easy to get swallowed up by the business, and to do something like this does make you focus on your good points and perhaps areas that you could improve on, and sometimes makes you see the business as customers see us, rather than just looking at it from the inside all the time with the day-to-day things that you deal with. It's easy to lose sight of what we're actually doing and where we're going in the future as well.
All right, so did you find the experience as a whole to be quite positive, or is there anything that you would want to pass on to somebody else in the future who is going to enter into this process? Any insights?
No, I think it's great to do these things. I think, as David says, it keeps you in the public eye, and I think to do local awards like this are very meaningful, particularly if you hopefully win something. It helps with the publicity and maintaining the profile.
I think, and also to add to that, if you were looking to encourage others to enter, I think they may look at it and say, well, what do we get out of this, as it were? And it's important that they appreciate that they have to do PR all the time, and they may have overlooked that. I'm not thinking in particular, but just generally, I think that PR is terribly important.